Today we will see about uh, audio classifier, something like audio signal. How can we process with the PyTorch? That we will see that it has the pre-processing, and we have uh, the package called Torch Audio is the one which provides that the processing functions and uh, transformation functions and which is similar to that the neural how can we form the neural networks that we can uh, play with that using the torch audio basically over here that basically the torch audio is the package which consists of IO, something like we can use it to read the wave file, or we read the MP3 file and create the wave file accordingly, that we can able to use with the torch audio package. And the torch audio package, similar to how we have seen that data set uh, for the image. For example, we have, for example, in order to detect a dog, we have used that multiple dogs image, and data set has been collected. The similar way, the speech recognition or speech processing can be done with the help of that. It has to be collection of different sound data sets that can be used to train the model, and the model can be used for predict whether, for example, if suppose uh, we are maybe we are developing a solution in order to detect whether there is a siren sound is coming or not, something like a child playing sound, or children is crying, that sound. For example, if suppose we wanted to monitor a child in um, in maybe a crutch, or maybe in a home, that if suppose we wanted to monitor a sound of baby is crying, that we can able to create something like a data set with the baby crying sounds, and that count sounds can be used to create a data set. And whenever it receives that input from the audio, and it can be similar like how we make that object detection, something similar to that we can make speech or audio classification. This audio has been classified for that category of baby is crying. In that case, we can do the action accordingly over here. That kind of data sets can be loaded with the help of Torch Audio. And we have the audio transformation, which used to convert that different audio transfer from, for example, if suppose we wanted to do the resampling. For example, our sampling rate is 8000 8 kilohertz, and we wanted to convert that resampling that audio wave to the 44 kilohertz. Then the audio transformation function comes into picture. And it's something like uh, the issue here is something like the Torch Audio supported only with the Linux and macOS platforms, and it does not supported in the Windows platform basically here. Yeah, that yeah, the a Torch Audio can be installed in a Linux platform with the help of similar to pip3 pip3 install the Torch Audio. And in order to validate whether it has been properly installed or not, that we can able to do that with the help of import Torch Audio. I am going to check this on my Linux PC. I'm going to do over here. Uh, Find 2 minutes. Yeah. Here, maybe we can do the installation of the PyTorch over a Torch audio over here, and maybe we can uh, the installation of Torch audio is in progress, and maybe it may take a few seconds over here. And we just need in order to install that Torch audio, that we have to use that pip3 install a Torch audio, and the Torch audio needs the Python 3.x over here. And before still the installation is going on, maybe we shall see about the different transformation that Torch audio supports over here. For example, the Torch audio can be used to load a file, and the file can be a WAV file, or it can be a MP3 file that basically generates the complete waveform of the audio, and it provides, for example, whenever we have used that OpenCV and CV2 dot capture.read, that provides that whatever be the frame, it acquires the frame and provides the output. Similar way, the Torch audio.load will loads the file and provides the complete waveform of the particular audio file. And it also provides a sampling rate in which the audio has been captured, that it provides over here. And we have the different transformations that can be done over the audios. Is something like the resample. Resample is the transformation that we can use it to convert the waveform from one sampling rate to another sampling rate over here. For example, as we discussed, something like if suppose we wanted to convert to 8 kilohertz of sampling rate to upgrade to the 44 kilohertz, or something like we wanted to downgrade from 44 to 8 kilohertz, those things can be done with the help of resample, a transformation. And we have an spectrogram, basically that if so, whenever we wanted to compare whether this audio has, for example, whether it is which kind of a sound, whether it is a siren sound, all those things, that we will be creating a spectrogram, and the spectrogram will be compared with the data sets. Basically, data set sounds will have the spectrogram of each and every sounds which we are trying to convert. For example, if suppose we wanted to make something like a speech to text, for example, A has to be directed like this, then the sounds of that particular and spectrogram will be used to compare over here. And then we have that another different kind of transforms that can be used. For example, that if suppose we wanted to convert from the linear scale magnitude spectrogram, that we can able to use that Griffin-Lim algorithm over here, and like that we will be having different one. And for example, if suppose we wanted to whenever we load that the mp3 wave file, that the waveform will be uh, a tensor array, that if suppose we wanted to create some kind of gradients similar to that gradient in the image, the similar to that, we if suppose we wanted to do that, it has the option to do that with the delta coefficients over here. And we have the complex normalization, which does that with the complex tensor. And if suppose we wanted to convert something like a short time Fourier transform into the male frequency, a short time Fourier transform, we can use the transformation of MEL scale, and we have the option to convert that amplitude scale to decibel scale of the spectrogram. That basically the spectrogram will be with respect to time and the respective amplitude of the waveform or audio wave, that if suppose we wanted to convert into the decibel scale, that it can be used over here. And we have that some kind of a mu law encoding, which basically encodes the waveform using a mu law. Mu law is the one which is something that we can say that it will be like it will be a family of adaptive pulse code modulation, that pulse code and modulation wave audio, the raw waveform has been converted into the mu law, which is very similar to that adaptive differential pulse code modulated wave basically. And if suppose we wanted to decode the mu law waveform into the raw waveform, then we can use that mu law decoding transformation. And we have the option to stretch, for example, spectrogram. Maybe we can take an example. The siren is blowing in a very slow manner, and in that case the spectrogram of the siren has to be checked in a stretched way, that if suppose we wanted to do those kind of transformation, that we can able to do that with the time stretch. And if suppose we wanted to do some kind of a frequency masking over the spectrum, that can be done using a frequency masking. Frequency masking over here. And we have the time masking, which provides some kind of a masking with respect to the time domain over here. And it's something like there is some kind of a functional transformation, and that provides some kind of a inverse short-term Fourier transform. And if suppose we wanted to apply the amplification or attenuation to the whole waveform, then we can use the gain function. And if suppose we wanted to increases that dynamic range, then we can use the Dyther functional transformation. And we have some kind of a different equalizer. If suppose we wanted to create an equalizer, that if we wanted to apply that equalizer on the waveform, then we can use some kind of a equalizer biquad transformation. And if in case if suppose we wanted to cut the take out the low pass filter kind of a frequency that we wanted to do that, then we can use the low pass biquad transformation, and in case of high pass filter, we can build a high pass filter with the help of high pass bicode transformation over here. And then we have kind of similar to that um, actually the installation of Torch Audio is failing in my Linux PC. I'm not sure whether we can do that in the practical manner. Maybe we shall go over the concepts of the audio classification over here. Yes. And the audio classification process involves some kind of a different process. It's something like which is very similar to that the manner we have done for the image classification. It's something like we will be having a data set, and the data set has to be imported or loaded, and maybe I can go over here. Yeah. Yeah, in the image classifier, we have done something kind of a CIFAR10 data set, which we have loaded with the trained data set with the training images, and test data set with the test images. They're similar to that to validate our model, which is created using the model which has been created. Model will be created using the neural network loaded with the training spectrograms. Like that similar way, we have created the path file, PTH file that we have used to store. The similar way we will create a model file by loading the spectrograms into our neural network. The neural network get learned, and it provides the model outputs. This model can be compared with the test spectrogram of audio signals, and whether it detects or not, that we can able to do that with the help of audio classification process. And basically that the audio classification process, it's very similar to that image classification. It's something like it helps to import the data set, and if we wanted to do the formatting of the data, that's something like whatever be the data which we have loaded, maybe our data may be in the MP3 format, or it can be a WAV format, and we can use something like a torch audio.load into the tensor format that we will we can able to load into that the format it requires. And then we are going to define a neural network over here. That is the neural network that it has to it will be loaded with the training spectrograms of audio spectrograms, and that will be get trained. And once the training process is done, we will be generating a model, and the model can be used for test the uh, uh, test data set of spectrograms that we can be used to test that network capability or network performance, like over here. And we will be having the data set of urban sound 8K, which is something like it is a data set with 8 kilohertz sampling rate basically over here, which 8 kilohertz sampling rate, which means that it is a the which 8 kilohertz sampling rate will be used in case of audio communication or something like uh, basically our mobile our telephone uses that 8 kilohertz sampling rate for if suppose we wanted to do the conversion that we will be using the 8 kilohertz sampling rate in case of our IP telephony, something like a session initiator, basically a voice over IP base. Nowadays, we have the high definition voice over IP communication. The normal Vivo IP will have that the sampling rate of 8 kilohertz over here, and the 8 kilohertz sample the spectrograms are available as a data set inside this urban sound 8K. It has the 10 categories of sounds. It will be having something like a air conditioner, a car horn, and children playing, dog barking, and drilling, and engine idling, gunshot, jackjammer, and a siren, and street music, a kind of a different spectrogram of has been built in this urban sound 8K, that we can use this urban sound 8K in case our application needs to detect this kind of a for example, we wanted to build a system of uh, automatic door opening. In that case, we can use the system of a data set with the car horn detection, and whenever we reach our gate and press the horn, the door will automatically get opened. That kind of a flexibility that we can able to do with this uh, sound detection over here. And once we loaded with the data set of urban uh, urban sound 8K, then we have to define that the neural network for this, and network involves the uh, it has the process something like it has the two convolution with ReLU based activation. ReLU based activation is something like a max of y comma 0, and in case of y less than 0, that will be treated as 0, and whenever it goes greater than 0, y will be considered the same, output will be considered like a same y over here. And here we are going, for example, our audio is going to be a continuous stream, and we wanted to we cannot load that for example, video detection that we have done, object detection in a live camera. It's something like that we are processing each and every frame, and whether the object is present or not, like that the speech or audio classification does something like it will take a group of length, and it will applies that spectrogram. For example, for usually, for example, in case of 8 kilohertz, we will take 80 samples of uh, 80 samples of 8 kilohertz, which means that we will be getting 10 milliseconds of voice, and that will be get processed in the different convolution layers over here. And basically that the once the input has been fed with the 80 samples, and the samples 80 samples feels that it receives, the convolution layer receives that 80 samples, and it converts into that, and it has that for example, it provides some kind of a 256 feature maps as the output, and that will be received in another convolution layer, and the convolution layer that process and provides the output over here, and the output based on the classes, it will be splits, and for example in between either one of this class, that will be directed over here if it matches with the spectrogram accordingly over here. And then we have the option of the complete convolution neural network, that we will be having something like 32,000, which means 32,000 of input samples that we are going to use. Maybe 32,000 is, if we take 8 kilohertz and 1 second we will be getting 8,000 samples. 32,000 is 4 seconds of 4 seconds of audio input, and that will be converted like each 80 samples over here, and that will be does the convolution, and it provides output with respect to that basically over here. For example, that we will be having that the similar way that what we have done is something like how many input features and output features. The output features will be loaded to that the next layers input features, and that it provides the respective output features accordingly over here, and the rest end of the result it provides with, it matches with the classes of the data sets accordingly. For example, the data set contains 10 classes, and we should have that output of 10 over here, which means that in which category the sound it has been belongs to, that we will be getting output over here. And this is some kind of a we can say this is some kind of a audio classification that we can able to use it in order to get in order to do the classification similar to urban sound 8K, and we will be having that lot of data sets are available that it can be used. For example, if suppose you are using speech to text, then each and every word that it has the data set of to detect the each and every character we are pronouncing, that it can be used the data set accordingly over here. Yes, and basically that this complete information of the audio classification is present in this over here, and the respective samples are present over here. Yes, yeah. I thought to develop it does not supports with the Windows, and my Linux installation also gets failed over here. Maybe we shall move forward. Yeah. If you have any queries or clarification in this. Yeah, okay. Maybe we shall move forward with the speech recognition over here, and the speech recognition that involves some kind of informations, and for example that we have seen the speech recognitions into text, that for example we have given something like 10 classes, and in case of speech recognition, it has to be given in terms of, for example, whenever we are using something like input, the I sound is in, E, E like that, and sometimes like addition, it will be have I addition like that. The each and every alphabet will be uh, get varied according to our uh, the place of place in which the word the respective character is present inside the word basically. In order to detect the speech, and we should be having some kind of a mechanism, the data set which has to have that each and every information, something like uh, uh, information, that something like the ION has the I, it has the different sound, and information whenever we are starting, I has the different sound, and those kind of things will be provided into the data set, and uh, that will be mapped to create the respective speech recognition over here. Yeah, for that we will be taking out the spectrogram of audio signals, and we will use that the speech recognition, use that different convolution layers, the n residual convolution layer, that we will see how it will look like, and we will be having like a linear layer uh, which will be like a linear transformation layer, and we will be having the uh, recurrent layer, which is something like a GRU, bidirectional recurrent layer, and we will be applying the linear layer again, and the softmax, which converts into the uh, uh, classes, and then the classes will be grouped with the character labels, and the character labels will be decoded, and we will be getting the output over here. Output of recognized speech will come over here, and the recognition model of speech recognition model will have some kind of a it has the complete thing that we will come over here, and before that we will be seeing something like the bidirectional GRU, which contains the layer it has which is similar to that neural network model, and the whenever we are passing our input, it will reaches the forward function, and we will be applying some kind of a uh, something, we will be applying that the layer normalization, and we will do that ReLU based conversion, and we will be doing that GRU convolution over here, and the value has been returned to the next layer of the return X, provides the output of content to the next layer, and we will be having some kind of a residual CNN, which contains some kind of a similar to that the normalized layer, and it uses that CNN1, which is an two-dimensional convolution layer over here, and CNN2, which is an another two-dimensional convolution layer, and we will be having some kind of a two convolution layer that will be used in the multiple n layer residual convolution layer, that we will be using here two layers of convolution, and which one, the first one is CNN, which is CNN1, which is an two-dimensional convolution layer, and CNN2, which is an another two-dimensional convolution layer over here. And in order to do the normalization, we will be doing the we will be having the two different normalization layer, normalization 1 and 2, like that we will be having, which uses something like the based on the number of features, it will be the layer transformation, which has layer normalization has been done over here. And once it is done, then we will be having a kind of a a CNN layer normalization and CNN layer normalization that it has basically does some kind of a it takes the input in the forward function and it transfers that into uh, the respective uh, channel and for example if it is a two channel audio or something like how many seconds it has to take, and then it has does the normalization of the layer over here. And using all those things has been for example that the bidirectional GRU class, and we have the residual CNN class, and we have that CNN layer normalization. All those things are used to build this complete speech recognition model over here, which is something like a speech recognition model which has been included with all the layers which has been directed over here. For example, that we will be having um, uh, the convolution layers, and we have that uh, we have the convolution network layers, and we will be having something like residual CNN layers. And for example, we have the residual CNN layer which contains which has been created with the residual CNN, and we have something like a bidirectional GNU or layer that which uses the bidirectional GRU uh, uh, GRU class which has been detected with the network basically here. Basically that each and every block has been defined something like different networks, and the speech recognition model includes all the networks into it, and it generates the processing and it outputs basically. For example, we have the first one is the CNN layer that we are going to give that end residence residual convolution layer, which is something that we have defined over here. The uh, CNN is the one which contains the two-dimensional convolution layer, and which has been applied is the first one. And once it is done, then we will be using a residual CNN over here in residual CNN layer that comes over here, that we are applying the input that has been received to the forward function, and it has been first processed with the convolution network layer, and then it will be processed with the residual CNN layer, and we will be doing some kind of a normalization or linear transformation. And once we done, then the X dot transpose that we will be doing over here. Once it is done, then we will be using a kind of a n bidirectional GRU layer that we will be applying over here. And for example, here we will be having the bidirectional neural network layer that we are applying. And once it is done, then we will be using that the softmax to detect the classification, and we are applying with the self dot classifier, which is something like a self dot classifier is the it's something like a sequential or linear sequential and a linear transformation that it provides the output of the classified outputs, and whichever be the output we have received as X, that we are returning over here, that whenever we do the training, that we will be providing with the X, which is an spectrum of audios which is present inside the data set, that we can use something like a data set loader and iteration, and we will fetch the each and every spectrogram, and we will be applying into that network in order to get the network has been trained, and it can able to create a model accordingly over here. Uh, this provides some uh, a small brief introduction about how can we build a speech audio classification and how can we build an speech recognition network over here. Yes. Yeah.
So thank you very much, sir.
Yes, actually, I planned with some practicals, but the thing is, my Linux does not support it with. Maybe. Oh, yeah.
I
Yes.
understood, sir. I understood your situation, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, it's a very
Actually,
I'm the starting question, so it's
okay.
very helpful, sir.
Actually, that
Thanks to
yeah, actually speaking, that audio classification, which is very similar to that whatever we have done, like a image classification. Only thing is the data set is going to get changed, and that the data set will be image in case of a video or image classification
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
or a classification. Yeah. Uh, is there any other questions or clarifications?
No, sir. No, sir. Nothing, sir.
Any questions from the participant?
Okay.
Okay, I think no questions from participants, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Actually, for our request, you have given signal processing examples of how to do. Because you have planned initially for computer vision, deep learning for computer vision only. Because of a request, you have given this. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for arranging the this program, and thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
to
sir.
all. Yes, yes.
Thanks.
Heartful thanks to everyone, sir.